Coach Massi here from Massi-Machado Strength and Conditioning with another episode of Move Your Feet, the video series that examines the concepts behind dynamic capacity, which is managing and commanding your anatomical components, your body, with and without resistance, through space, in game and life speed performance situations, and really well. So we wanted to just do a real informal little video here, try to pack it with a lot of information, but kind of go slow. I know that maybe some of you guys might want to take notes, so we're going to try to break it down and keep it rather informal. I did get a lot of emails asking me questions about what we do regarding movement prep for when we make these videos, and specifically on what we left off from last episode, which was linking a movement together to a jump-through RDL. We did get asked, is it just regular dynamic warm-up? Do we have specific protocols that we observe before we do these movements? And quite honestly, we have a lot of things that we do, a lot of movement prep that we do, but I did want to bring Maddie back in to discuss some of the simplistic type band activations that we do, utilize and perform better mini bands. So Maddie's going to come on back in, and Maddie's just going to take the band and he's going to put it on superior patella above his knee. And look, you guys know this simple stuff. Maddie's going to look for really good biomechanics, get a good power pillar together, always on one surface or the other, not on the turf, on the rubber, on one surface or the other. He's going to set his angles, lines, and hinges, and he's just going to do regular band squat. We don't need to beat this to death, okay? We're not going to get so much depth. He's just going to come down, come up. Perfect. He's going to be trying to have his patellas tracked, make sure his hinges and levers are going at the right time in the correct kinetic sequence, and we should be good to go on that. Now I'm going to ask him to kick his shoes off. When we get into these jumping progressions, quite honestly, I like to be able to spot from across the room. I like to see what's going on, and really, unless you have your shoes off, you don't really see the flexion and extension of certain parts of the feet. So we do another thing that we call just a regular squat reach or a squat reach extension that looks at how you go from heel ball toe to landing toe ball heel, and sort of not getting that little Michael Jackson effect where we have people quivering and potentially causing damage and sustaining injury on landings, because equally as important, if not more important than the jump itself, is the landing. I don't hear of people getting injured while they're in the air and hang time unless something comes along and takes them out and tabletops them. So I would tell Maddie just to set up at the bottom and basically go heel ball toe, toe ball heel. Give it a shot. Heel ball toe, toe ball heel. Again, heel ball toe, toe ball heel, and stop. We're really going to be looking for and trying to flush out any kinetic interruptions also. Maybe you have some ankle instability. So it's really cool to be able to look at the person's feet, even if they want to take their socks off. Not now, man. We could take a real look at how they're engaging the ground. Ground engagement is huge. Are they able to manage the ground with their big toe and their heel? Are they able to grip the ground? Are they able to manage that full extension and hold it there? Sometimes you have to be able to go slow before you can go fast. Then the next thing we like to do is we'll take them into what we call a dropout, because it's literally like the ground is dropping out from underneath you, and catch with eccentric control down into a squat. So he's going to hit a couple of those. Boom. And he's going to delay that eccentric. You're not going to go down as quickly, Maddie. There you go. Two more of those bad Larrys. One, and then one more. Boom. Good. And right here, you're going to be looking for things like, do we have kyphosis appearing? Are they tucking their pelvis prematurely? And just take a look at everything, where it's supposed to be. Do the lines look correct? Are they veering left and right, drifting? That's really what we want to look at with that. So Maddie can kick that band off now. And we're going to get him to kind of revisit the movements that we had addressed last time. So we had actually gone into the regular stepping or moving RDL, and Maddie will just give us an example of that. He sets up, he gets his hinges and lines correct, chins down, stepping RDL. So he's not going to put too much flexion on the way down. On this lateral step, you really want to make sure his power pillar is nice. Great. He can put that down. So he had more flexion in his knees than I would like. If we're going to do it more like the RDL version, we're going to keep the flexion to about the 20-degree limit. But it was still good. You could see he could manage that weight, that resistance in motion and pretty well. The nice thing about the flexible barbell, the tsunami barbell, is that you can move this thing at speed. Now, Maddie, if you just show him, I know we did it last time, show him how we just do a regular RDL at speed. So he's going to stay in place, chin down, less flexion, and he's going to start pulling. See, he can move at speed there really well, and time. Great job. And I don't recommend moving at those types of speed or even quicker when we get that to progress. With the conventional barbell, I've seen people do it. I'm not a big proponent of it. I do like the flexible barbell for things like this. So what we did want to do is we wanted to also revisit where we linked that together, Maddie, if you remember last time, and we went to a jump-through RDL, right? So he set up again where he was going to link that movement together and make it a jump-through deadlift or jump-through RDL, and go. So I'm really looking to see how he lands. Good job. I'm looking for that ankle extension. I'm looking for him managing the ground engagement when he comes back down. One of the reasons I like to look at that is you're not always jumping up, landing, and then going right back up. Sometimes you're jumping up, landing, and you have a requirement to go at any given angle. And that only comes from getting that base down underneath you, which incidentally can reduce the incidence of injuries. But now what we wanted to address also, we wanted to take that moving RDL and we wanted to step with it, and we want to have a hang finish. So it's basically going to be a moving or stepping RDL with a hang finish, so he can string that all together and take it a little further down that progression. So always setting up good hinges, good biomechanics, and he's going to give it a shot now. He's up, finishes, he steps, goes down, jumps, extends, goes down, steps, jumps, extends. Now he'll go laterally, steps, down, jumps, extends, goes laterally, down, hits the ground, jumps, extends. Thank you. So he's setting and resetting, he's moving. He's beginning with ground engagement, both with his medium, which gives him biomechanical reactivity, the flexibility in the barbell, the amplitude, the oscillation. He has to manage that reactivity. Then he pulls through in that jump. When he lands in a hang. He goes back into stepping or moving progression. There's a lot there. Also, metabolically, bit of an effect, right, Maddie? You could do some energy system conditioning with this, and we really like these movements for a lot of different reasons. Biomechanical reactivity in this flexible barbell has been wonderful for developing energy systems, for metabolic development, obviously for power. We have a ton of speed progressions that we do with them also, and we just like it universally. We think it's safer. We do, of course, still use the conventional systems or platforms also, but this has been what we've been working with and trying to bring you some education with this flexible barbell. If we hated it, we'd tell you we hated it, but we do like it. I'm going to talk a lot more about this in my upcoming one-day seminar at the Functional Training Institute of Perform Better, Developing the Modern Athlete and Client. I'm hopeful that you'll join me for that. In the meantime, you got to remember, when you have your protocols and progressions and you're trying to command and demand the best out of your body, managing its own anatomical components, with or without resistance, in space, at game speed or life performance, you have to move your feet. Until next time, Coach Massi here from Massi-Machado Strength and Conditioning. Peace.